Very good morning to my lecturer and fellow friends. Chen Jiajian and I, Chang Houyang, will represent to present the project. Now, I will explain how the data travel from the lecturer's PC to the Ulearn system server by using OSI layer model. The OSI model consists 7 layers, which is application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. This is the diagram that our group illustrated. In this scenario, lecturer wants to upload news to Ulearn. Application layer will provide the platform for it. Lecturer will see the interface of the Ulearn portal via internet browser. Then, in the presentation layer, information sent by lecturer will be encrypted and compressed. This is to improve the speed of data uploaded and will be passed to session layer. In the session layer, lecturer has signed in at the Ulearn portal and the identity will be verified. This is the process of authentication. Next, the data passed to transport layer. This layer provides reliable message delivery and error control. The data will be converted to segment and passed to network layer. Network layer receives data segment from transport layer and segment will be encapsulated into packets. Then the packets will be passed to data link layer. In data link layer, packets will be broken down into frames. MAC address will reside and assign each frame to the correct recipient. Lastly, the physical layer. The frame will become bit of data. Data will be entering the hardware such as optic fiber and Ethernet. Then the process from center if finished will go through all the layers from physical to application layer at the receiver side, Ulearn system server. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Now I will pass to my friend to present the subnetting calculation. Thank you.
Morning, and I'm gonna be presenting for the subnetting calculation for project group 7. So as the question asks of us how we should identify the IP address for the Ulearn system, and we have to explain the calculation and how to do it. So after using command prompt to ping the Ulearn system, I actually got this IPv6 address. So I converted to IPv4. So there we go. We got our Ulearn IP address. So 103.198.22.31. So how to know that this IP is the correct IP? So this is our calculation. So since the first octet is 103 and class A's range is 0 to 127, which is within, so 103 is within this range, so it's class A. So the Ulearn system server is actually a class A public scheme, uses a class A public scheme network. So the default subnet mask is 255.0.0.0.0. But since Ulearn is a very huge system server, right? So let's assume that the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, which has more subnets lah. So because it's logical for a campus to use it. So after we got this, we're gonna convert our Ulearn IP address into bytes, into 32 bits, into the bit form, and we will also convert our subnet mask into bit forms, and then we use the AND calculation. So this is how the AND calculation will look like. So we got this address. After converted into IP address, it's going to be 103.198.52.0. So this is a subnetting address, and subnetting address is very important when we are doing the calculation for this. So after we got this, we're going to find the broadcast range. The broadcast range will always be the final host, the final IP within this whole subnetting address. So to find the whole, so since we have 255. Since we are using 255.255.255.0, so our host bit will actually be the last 8 bits at the back. So the in front here is the net bits. So we will change the zeros to 1. So what we get will be 103.198.52.255. So after we got the broadcast range, it'll be easier for us to find the last host number. So to find the last host number, we just have to take the broadcast address and take the host octet, which is 255 at the back, and minus 1 to it. So the last host address is actually 103.198.52.254. And then there we have to find the first host to identify the range of this subnet. So the first how to do it is we're gonna get the subnet address, which is 103.198.52.0, and add 1 to the host octet, which is the last octet. So it's 0 plus 1 equals to 1. So the first host is 103.198.52.1. So there we go, we got our range 103.198.52.1 until 103.198.52.254. So our ulearn is actually within this range. So we can see that clearly our the subnet that ulearn uses is around this range, and ulearn falls inside it. So we can know that that's the range of the IP address. And we can say that that IP address of the ulearn is correct. And that's all for the subnetting part. Thank you.